This is Bruce Boudreau, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary live, presented to you by Van City Experts. I am Clay, Emo Canuck Clay, your host with the most. I'm not sure most of what, but we are here. It is Tuesday, September the 5th. And if you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. To everyone who started school today, whether you are a student, a parent, you're probably the most happy people today. Whether you're a teacher, an EA, an administrator, a support worker, whatever it is, whatever you may be, I hope you had a first good day. And if you're like my son Jacob, his first day was supposed to be tomorrow, but his lab so it got canceled. So Jacob's first day isn't even until Thursday, but that's okay. Everyone's kind of, some kindergarten students, it's weird. They go like an hour a day for 2 weeks. This graduated entry. I don't remember that when I was little. They just put you in a classroom for the first 6 hours of your first day. Okay, maybe it wasn't 6 hours, but I sure felt like that. But then again, I'm 49 years old, probably older than 90% of the people in here. But regardless, thank you for being here. And Dennis, I am doing just fine. Thank you for asking. So let's get going. Moderators, do what you need to do. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thanks for your support as always. And to everyone, no matter where you're watching from, whether in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here with me, I always appreciate you, and I never take you for granted. So this is how you can get involved and active right away. You can subscribe so you can get active in the chat section and get my videos every single day. You can like this video right on cue. There's 31 of you in here, only 9 likes. So let's bump that up. Like the fact that we're together, like the fact that I didn't take a break all summer, and like the fact that now, actually with Sunday's show, I'm now in season 2 of this show, this podcast, Clay's Canucks commentary. So I'm happy to be with you guys. So like the video, let's bump those likes up, and I appreciate you guys being here. You can leave a donation and get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership, which serves as a donation and a gift of free membership for a month for someone on franchise level. And you can definitely become a member or upgrade your own membership. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Today, I'm going to talk about just some general thoughts about this team, talk about the players that are in town, the players that aren't in town, a couple of thoughts as some of the local shows are gearing up once again, getting going, and overall, just to get a sense, get the pulse, your pulse of how you're feeling with Canucks hockey. Truly around the corner now. We're 2 weeks out of Young Stars, 3 weeks out of training camp, and then we are about a month and 5 weeks away from the start of the regular season. Dylan, great to see you. Great to see everyone who is here. And before I get going, want to recognize Carol, who gets us going like she usually does with a donation. So thank you, Carol. Wow, look at that. Carol gifts a membership, and it goes to Dylan, who just basically came in here and said, great to be in a stream again. And then boom, he gets a membership. He gets franchise membership for a month. So that's awesome. Dylan, welcome to membership. And Carol, let's give some love to Carol, legendary Carol Bovenlander, who I was able to talk to Sunday night, actually, after my stream. So we were able to have a nice chat. She asked me for some prayers. I assured them of those. And speaking of which, I'm off to my church tonight for my prayer hour as usual on Tuesday night. So welcome once again, Dylan, and thank you, Carol, for that donation right on cue. So we started to see some Canucks content. We started to see some content from the Canucks Twitter account. And there were many players that were skating together. So remember, a bunch of you were asking me, well, when do all the players come into town? I said, well, some have been in town all summer. Then we were talking about, well, have they been practicing and where they've been practicing? Because there's no Canucks practice facility, which has been in the news a lot about the last week or so since Rick talked about it. And no, there is no practice facility. So they've kind of doing skating where they can. I know about a handful of Canucks were at Troy Stetcher's camp last week in Richmond, which sadly I could not check out. But the Canucks, many of the players got together at UBC today wearing Canucks blue and white practice jerseys. So you saw, if you go to the Canucks Twitter, you see an interview with Tyler Myers. You see an interview with Carson Soucy. Both of them have nice haircuts. Both of them big, tall defensemen. You saw pictures of new Canucks, Teddy Bluger and Matt Irwin. Then we saw some other players like Kuzmenko and Sheldon Dries and Quinn Hughes, JT Miller, Philip Hronik, Niels Höglander, among the many players. So I just named about 9 or 10 players. Those are the pictures that we saw from informal practice day. Remember, these aren't formal practices. This isn't training camp just yet. These are skates where the Canucks are getting together and starting to not even build chemistry, but starting to shake off some of the summer rust and get in their groove. And speaking of getting in their groove, let's give some love to Shannon. Wow, there's a lot going on. So Shannon gifts a membership. Thank you to Hall of Fame member Shannon. And it goes to Brandon Hunt. So welcome to membership, Brandon Hunt. Welcome to the CCC officially. And Shannon, thank you for that donation. Let's give Shannon some love for sure. And then Brandon Hunt, new member, turns around and he gives his own donation. So Shannon paying it forward. Sorry, Brandon paying it forward from Shannon, feeling the love. And he donates $10 right off the bat and says it's also hockey season. It's almost hockey season. Let's go. I'm not cool enough. So I got to learn that SZN means season. And it doesn't mean like Susan or Susie or anything like that. It is indeed season. So it's almost hockey season. Let's go. Let's go indeed. So Carol, thank you for the membership gift that went to Dylan. Shannon, thank you for the membership gift that went to Brandon. And Brandon, thank you for that actual donation. We appreciate it. And man, I love this. I love this. Is that what I get for the dono? What else do you want? What else do you want, Brandon? Come on, man. I'm a man of limited means here. What you tell me what you want, and I'll see what I do with it. I like this. It's not only Canuck season, it's Canuck Clay season. That's right, but Canuck Clay, why am I speaking about myself in third person? Canuck Clay, I stayed with you throughout the summer. Sure, I took a break here and there when I was traveling out of the town or when I was rupturing my Achilles tendon, but nope, stayed with you consistently throughout the summer and looking forward to building this up now in the fall. It's funny. You guys know that I hit 10,000 in March, which was awesome, and it completely slowed right down. But I'm not worried about numbers, and I do think that it's going to bump up as the season gets closer and closer. So I'm glad you guys are here, and I'm glad that all of you are getting excited for this. Oh no, Brandon, really quickly to clarify, independent of your donation, Shannon gifted a membership and it went to you. YouTube assigns it randomly. Well, not so randomly, based on algorithms and involvement and engagement, blah, blah, blah. Regardless, you were given a membership by Shannon, which is awesome. So you get franchise membership, and that was independent of your donation, which I am still very grateful for. Speaking of grateful, we have a brand new member who didn't even wait to get gifted a membership, just signed up himself. So let's welcome Richard Quast. I hope I said that last name right, or I don't know if that's a screen name. I've never seen that before, but that's awesome. Welcome to franchise membership, Richard. You know people are excited when they are signing up themselves and not waiting for membership. So once again, let's give some love to Richard, and let's give a big, big welcome to Richard as Richard joins the CCC Crew Clay's Canucks commentary. You guys are awesome. You know, I kind of feel bad sometimes when your donations and your membership gifts and your joining membership, it doesn't derail things, but it slows things down. But who am I kidding? I love it. I love the interaction. I would love, if for the entire 45 minutes, I would just read comments and stuff like that. But I think some people, especially on the podcast side, they need to hear some content, of course, because they're not seeing all this excitement that we are experiencing together. So, along with some of the Vancouver Canucks skating, one noticeable absence was Elias Pettersson. Don't worry, he's not holding out. It's not because he doesn't have a new extension. It's because I'm sure he's still making his way over from Sweden. I do expect him to be coming. Oh, gosh. Yes, I love how you guys care for each other. Ricky, I'm sorry about the food poisoning, but I'm glad that you're here. Hopefully I don't make you even more sick, but glad that you're here. Playing hurt, Ricky. That's what it's all about. That's commitment for sure. And Chad's has the big welcome. Thank you for that, Chad. So Pettersson was not at the informal skate at UBC, but don't worry, I'm sure he's on his way. And it's funny because that hockey season's starting up. Sekeres and Price have been, even though sometimes it's not Sekeres, sometimes it's not Price, they've had J-Pat fill in, but they've been running shows throughout the summer. Periodic, not too crazy, but they're still consistently. Donnie and Dolly was it the whole month of August or maybe 5 or 6 weeks off? Donnie and Dolly took a big break, but they came back today, just like the start of school. They came back with a bang. They had JP Barry, Elias Pettersson's agent, on the show, and then they had Elliot Friedman, known as the number one, I'd say, hockey insider. I trust Friedman. I know we like our Rick Dollywalls from locally who seem to have a really good finger on the pulse of this team. But I will say that I think Elliot Friedman, generally, he is not sensationalistic. He doesn't do things just for clicks or for clickbait or views. He kind of, I think he's pretty dialed in, and generally he's got a good sense of the Vancouver Canucks as well. So, all to say, JP Barry and Elliot Friedman appeared on Donnie and Dolly today, and they said similar things. They both talked about how cerebral Elias Pettersson is, how patient Pettersson is, and it was really nice to hear from JP Barry and Elliot Friedman stuff that we kind of knew, but it's always, it's how sometimes when you're in a fragile friendship or relationship, you need to be affirmed. I'm not even talking about friendships and relationships. Sometimes in life, you just need to be affirmed. So what I heard today was mostly affirming the fact that Petey loves Vancouver, that he's never said a bad word about his teammates. This is a big one. He's never said a bad word about Rutherford or Alvin's vision, which is huge. I think that's kind of what his next contract, his desire is being predicated on or upon. Not sure what preposition you're supposed to use there. Regardless, what I heard today from JP Barry was Petey, true to form, wanted a big summer when it came to training, come back bigger, stronger, faster, more dangerous, wants to repeat his 100-point season, and wants to see how the team is going to do. And JP Barry kept saying he's an RFA, he's not a UFA, so don't worry. He kept saying it's likely going to happen in the spring as opposed to now. So nothing JP Barry said was news to us, but I was more affirmed than the opposite of affirmed. I wasn't scared after listening to JP Barry talk. And then it went to Elliot Friedman. Elliot Friedman expanded on, he said he loved talking to Pettersson. Pettersson doesn't give a lot, doesn't show a lot of emotion. And he's a kind of guy who speaks more, actions speak louder than words, as opposed to guys who just have a big mouth and maybe more talk, less action. But that's what Friedman said. He likes that about Petey, and that he's also convinced that Petey does want to stay here, but he's taking a wait and see approach. One other thing I want to talk about really quick, it was kind of interesting, is as much as we think that Petey is putting the team, not on trial, but he's kind of waiting to see that the team proves themselves to him, i.e. committed to building a winner. There's also this thought that maybe the team is also saying, okay, we're fine with that. We're fine with playing that game because we want to see if last year's 100-point season was a fluke or if you're going to do it all again. And I think that's an interesting part of this as well. So it's not simply Petey saying, I will decide the term, the money, depending on how well the team does. I think the Canucks have equal say in it. Of course they do, saying, well, let's see how you do this year. Can you replicate your 100-point season? So a lot there, but as I mentioned on Sunday, I think it's going to be the biggest storyline for this month is if we don't think that Petey's going to re-sign, will that talk become a distraction? Will fans start to turn on him? I hope not. He's got every right to do what he's doing. And more importantly, what kind of start is he going to get off to this season? And if to refresh your memory, I talked about 5. Maybe you can argue with the order a little bit, but I talked about these 5 storylines that I'm really interested in, and that was Petey's contract. That was the captaincy. Do they even name a captain? And if so, who? Petey, Hughes, or Miller? I talked about how the new guys adjust, the Susies, Coles, Blugers, and Suitors of the world. I talked about how much recovered. Does that make sense? How recovered are Mikheyev and Pearson from their serious injuries last year? And then I talked about the backup battle, the battle behind Demko between Seelovs and Martin. So once again, those were 5 storylines that I talked about on Sunday, and I got some good feedback to that. Now, I guess before I turn over to you, I'm going to leave lots of time for questions tonight because there hasn't been a lot of Canucks news. Really, let me talk about one more thing. Because Elliot, and then this will give us a lot of stuff to talk about. Elliot Friedman talked about he could see 5 playoff teams coming from the Pacific this year in the Western Conference, and only 3 from the Central. Now, in the Central Division, in any division, you need at least 3 playoff teams, and then the wild cards go to the next 2 best teams, regardless of the division. And sometimes we're used to seeing one division dominate the other, so you'll get 5 from one, 3 from the other. But generally, not always, but generally it works out 4 from one division, 4 from the other. But Elliot Friedman suggested that the Pacific Division, which is generally being one of the weakest divisions in the league, he thinks that the Pacific Division is stronger than the Central Division. And his suggestion is that the Central Division only has 2 really good teams, Colorado and Dallas. They got some teams that might not be good still, Chicago and Arizona, and then St. Louis, Nashville, Minnesota, and Winnipeg. They could be good, but they could be bad. So for him, there's only 2 surefire playoff teams in Colorado and Dallas. You go to the Pacific, and I think we could argue that, or we can agree that Vegas, Edmonton, and maybe LA are for sure playoff teams. And then there's Seattle, Vancouver, and Calgary who look to bounce back as well. So there's 6 teams, I think, that are going to be fighting for 5 playoff spots. That's kind of what Elliot Friedman made the point. Whereas in the Central, there's going to be those 4 middle teams also fighting for that 3rd playoff spot. But will the 4th best team in Central be better than the 5th best team in the Pacific? I'm not so sure. I know last year I picked the Canucks to finish 3rd in the Pacific. Oh, that was a great prediction. I'm still going to predict them to be 4th or 5th in the division this year, but with enough points to make the playoffs. So there's a few things for you guys to chew on. Don't type in your comments yet. Well, you can, but I won't get to them until I say go. But you can start formulating them for sure. But I'm just going to ask you, how are you feeling right now? Now that you're starting to see, are you as excited as I am as you start to see more Canucks on the Canucks Twitter timeline, as you start to see a show like Donnie and Dolly start to ramp up, as you think about playoff implications? And do you think indeed that this is a year where the Pacific might take both of the wild card spots? So we'd love to hear all of your feedback, but in a couple of minutes, let's pay some bills first. Shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Right there, contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform, personal training, weight loss, right there. Visit ptform.com and check out all of their services. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of that fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey Nine Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. You guys were awesome. We sold a lot of Vessis over the long weekend, but you can still go to tinyurl.com/VessiClay and you won't get 30% off anymore. That was the Labor Day sale, but you will still get a free pair of socks with your next Vessi purchase. Use the code. There's a discount code at the top of the screen when you go to that website. So once again, reminder to all of you to subscribe, to like the video, to leave a donation, to become a member, to upgrade your membership, to gift a membership. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And also you'll see that don't forget, I'm selling Canucks tickets. So if you're interested in seeing my ticket list, send me an email to canuckclay@gmail.com. It is going right across the screen right now, canuckclay@gmail.com, and I'll send you my ticket list. Okay, now I will release you to leave your comments. Let's go. And Chad says, Vesey is epic, can confirm. I agree with you, Chad. You're they should hire you as an ambassador. Carol says, who's going to win the President's Trophy this year? I think it's going to be Carolina or New Jersey. Do you think that the media caused the distraction for the players in the locker room with the Horvat situation as he had to release a statement? If so, same thing could the same thing for Petey? Media can be brutal. Yeah. Last year, that was weird that Horvat had to say something. There were a lot of weird things last year. Horvat, the Boudreau situation, JT Miller. I don't like to blame media because they have their job to do, and it's up to the team to be better, to be able to control the message that gets out there to media. So did it cause a distraction? I wouldn't say it was a sole reason, Fangirl, but I guess the media didn't help. Let's put it that way. When Canucks hockey is around the corner, I'm always excited, but the season tends to have more emotion for me considering everything that could potentially be on the line with the Petey contract. Great point, Peter. Hi, Clay. How are you? I'm great, Harry. Hope you are well as well. Do you think Ian Cole, Ilya Mikheyev, and Tucker Pullman will make an appearance at training camp? Ian Cole, yes. Mikheyev, yes. Tucker Pullman, no. Rick Dollywall even said as much today. Those are the players I didn't see on Canucks Twitter. Yeah, not everyone is here. Elias Pettersson wasn't here either. So, I think they're all on their way in. Oh, Mackie, when did you send that email? Mackie, I apologize. When did you send that? Because I'm pretty good about my emails. Yeah, Mackie, let me know, and I'll make sure I get to it tonight. And is it about the Canucks tickets, or is it something else? And Mackie, could you actually resend that email? Because I just looked. I don't see it. So maybe let me know. Let me know, Mackie, please. And I apologize. I'm usually really good about that kind of stuff. Or I try to be. Viper says, Canucks wildcard 1. I'll take it. They don't need to hire me. I'll just go find more janky sidewalks. No, that's true. You are an advocate for safe sidewalks on Vancouver Island for sure. Harry, do you think I can get a discount on Canucks tickets if I buy them? No, Harry, I can't go any lower than the prices I've sent you because those are already discounted prices because we sell cheaper than Ticketmaster, and I'm also partners with a couple of people. So the list, Harry, I sent you will be the prices that we are asking for. I'm nervously excited about the season after the start we had last season. That's totally fair. I've been on 5 Pacific train all summer. I remember that, Ricky. Calgary barely misses, and Vancouver and Seattle take the 2 wild cards. I have a lot of time for that argument. I think Seattle beats Edmonton in round 1 in 7 games. Wow. I will remember that for sure. I'm very excited about the team this year. I'm hoping they kick off with a bang. We get over 45 wins. Yeah, 45 wins. We're in the playoffs for sure. And I agree. I hope they go further than everyone says as well. Horvat's claim of having given advice for free in an interview after a game with the Isles team, to which he would then be recently traded, underscored how badly the Canucks had performed over the years. Yeah, but I do think, yes, I hear what you're saying, but I do think those comments were taken out of context. Fair to say Tucker Pullman and LTIR, it feels like weird betting is also associated for a UFA being on LTIR. Yep, he will start the season in LTIR because Rick Dolly said Pullman's not even coming to camp. I had my fingers crossed we'd get to Foley back. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Hey, Patrick, who do you think is the best looking player on the Canucks? And do you want to eat some Korean barbecue with you and me and Jay Uso? Okay, he just said that he doesn't want to rate his players because he doesn't want to get anyone mad. And he says, yes, he's down for a Korean barbecue with the 4 of us. It's just me, Us, day 1-ish. Do you think the Canucks will sign any PTO players? No, I actually don't think so because I think they have enough already. going to hold off on my excitement this year until a few weeks into the season. Tired of getting excited during off season, only to then having to look forward to the off season just a few weeks. Sad but true. Yes, it sucks when you're out of the playoff race by the end of November already. Jaskran, thank you for asking so kindly, but no. The answer is no. It will always be no. Do you think Pullman will stay on LTIR the whole season and retire? Yeah, that's a good question. He will start the season on LTIR, and he still has 2 seasons left. So I'm not sure he's going to think about retiring just yet. Yes, it's about the Canucks tickets. No problem, Clay. I will resend. Yes, sorry about that, Mackie. Please resend, and I'll send it to you as soon as the stream is done. Just send me that email to canuckclay@gmail.com. Thank you. Why do you think the penalty kill has been so god-awful these past few seasons? Players or the system? It's both. It's very rare that you can only blame the players or the system, because the Canucks have strong players, but maybe they weren't being utilized right. So I'd say it's more the system than the players, but the players have a lot to do with it as well. And sometimes penalty killing is confidence too. If you give up one bad goal or 1 or 2 bad goals, it can really mess with you. And then you think, oh my gosh, we're never going to be able to kill another penalty again. So a lot of it is confidence for sure. Chris is ready to be hurt again. Oh, you're making me sad. So hard to predict playoff success, although I see the Leafs, the Eastern Conference team that sees playoff action. I agree. But from the West, so far, just the Oilers. I think you put Vegas and Colorado and Dallas as for sure. But I hear what you're saying. Ready for a good fight. Not with me, Brian. You're talking about the Canucks, right? Just making sure. You think Benning made a huge mistake running out of time signing Toffoli? Absolutely. Especially because he wanted to be here. I got a great feeling Miller is our MVP this season. That's fine. That's fine with me. Could we see Tyler Mott back with the Canucks for a PTO since he's still UFA? Or do you think he'll get picked up from another team? Yeah, Harry, I just think that time is done here. I don't see Mott coming back here because we have a lot of players that do kind of what Mott brings to a team as well. Will the Canucks break our hearts again like those girls back in the hood? Well, I'm not sure, Peter, which girls you're referring to back in the hood, but I've never had my heart broken by a hood girl. I don't even know if that makes sense, but we'll see. Let's say I hope not. Last season, I predicted, given how badly the Sens have been doing by late November, they wouldn't qualify for playoff action. They did show quite a bit of fight down the stretch. Yeah, and some people are picking them for the playoffs this season. Chonger, the foot is doing okay. In exactly 3 weeks, I get this cast off, and then I go to a walking boot for 6 weeks. So, and then I start to weight bear. So, it's not painful, Chonger, but it is horribly inconvenient. But thank you for asking. Really appreciate that. Hey, Tyler, welcome back. You're going to have to go back and watch the show. You're going to have to go back. But basically, I talked about Petey, Donnie and Dolly, unofficial practice, and playoff chances. The hockey guy made a video because Canucks fans think he's too hard on the team. Do you blame Shannon? Yeah, I watched some of it, not all of it, where he called it, the hockey guy hates the Canucks. No, I think the guy knows his stuff. The guy's pretty bright. So, and from what I see when he talks about the Canucks, he's pretty fair. I know he ranked them the 31st best organization out of 32, which isn't great. But I've always found Shannon's takes to be fair and well-researched. So I do not blame Shannon at all. We all want the Canucks to succeed. We all are frustrated. So I'm sure a lot of YouTubers, a lot of viewers and subscribers of his take it out on him. But no, I always think that he comes across really well, for sure. How do you feel about Gonchar not even living in Vancouver? I don't like it. It's fine. Maybe that was the only way they could get him signed. They've got a lot of good coaches here. I think it's okay. The Jets will regress. Yeah. Yes, the Canucks. Okay, just make sure. I kind of wish Brandon Sutter was signed as PTO. See, now he's recovered, and he would have been a decent right-hand face-off guy if he made the team. That's true. I can't remember. Are Suter or Bluger right-handed? Yes, but I'm just not... Oh, my back's really itchy. I'm just not sure that Sutter has NHL game left in him. Oh, good. So you said Gran Turismo was good. I have a gut feeling that Markstrom struggles badly with the Flames. He may get bought out. Yeah. I like Demko's contract a lot better, for sure. Who would win a fight, Jim Rutherford or Heyman? Oh, I think Heyman. I'm sure Roman Reigns taught him something. Running out of time, Benning, that was a joke, right? I think a lot of things that Benning did was a joke, Adam. Here's a thought. We need a new generation green men at the opposing penalty box in Rogers Arena to cause chaos like the OG green men. Yeah, sure. Anyone want to volunteer? Anyone? Edler on a PTO, 100%. Had a very, we'll see. I had a very interesting conversation with a nephew of Travis Green. He asked me to keep most of our conversation private, but I will say apparently everyone is happy with Talkit right now. Welcome, Eli. Nice to see you. And that is very interesting. And I'm glad that you were able to have that conversation. That's cool. That's cool that he trusts you. And thank you for sharing that part. Hey, Smiley. We are all excited about hockey. Good feeling about the season, says Tyler. I think our chances are good. That's awesome. Jasper, is Edler still not resigned? I guess not. If people are talking about Edler on a PTO, because he was only 1 year contract, right? Who do you think will start and goal for the first game of the preseason? Ooh. Well, it will be rotation, Harry, but someone's got to start in net. I'd say Spencer Martin gets the first preseason game. Actually, 31-32 is generous considering how bad the ownership is. Well, not that generous. You can only be one worse. Can we get some new Canucks piano song covers? You know, it's funny. You mentioned this. Marie and I haven't done one since Christmas 2 years ago now. So I'm not sure if those things are cool anymore. They're kind of cool the last 10 years, but even my interest in them has died down a little bit. But who knows? A lot of times the songs are as well received as the team is doing. So if the team stinks, then people don't like the songs. They'll say stuff like, oh, you should spend less time. They should spend less time making songs and more time practicing, yeah, as if Marie and I have anything to do with that. But I appreciate it. So at least there's one fan in here, but we'll see. But I appreciate that. To the hockey guys, YouTube man's claims about the Canucks, including that among NHL teams, they should have the second worst ranked front office. There's no doubt the Canucks have been crap for a while. Yeah, that's fair. Adam says, let's get this video more likes. I agree. We got 24, which is great, but there's 75 of you in here, which is great. I'm getting excited, but not really excited as I'm waiting to see how the Canucks start this year. I really hope that all the Canucks come back healthy. Me too, Shannon. Me too. Calgary is crap. So tell me how you really feel, Adam. What is happening to Tanner Pearson? Smiley, he looks healthy. He skated in Troy Stetcher's camp last week and he looks good. I don't see Boston being as good as last year. How much do you think they'll drop? Yeah, no Bergeron. No Krejci. They'll drop a bit for sure. Calgary is still better than you. Oh, I've always wondered how much do the Greenmen get paid? Yeah, I don't know. Good question. Clay as co-host with Shorty. I'll do it. Hi, Clay. How's your leg doing? Does your leg hurt from the skin deep or is it a toothache pain that throbs all the time? I got this really good cream for my leg. I'll text it to you. Thank you, Carol. No, my leg doesn't hurt at all. It doesn't hurt. It's just inconvenient. Since you've been home to home openers, do they always have a different vibe or different to a regular season home game? Yeah, only because of the introductions. Usually they do player introductions and you get to cheer on the players, especially the new guys for the first time. But I actually don't go to a lot of home openers because they're usually on a Wednesday night or when I have church or whatever it may be. So Sean and Jacob are going this year, but I won't be going. But they're nice. And then once the game starts, it's back to normal. Who do you think gets the biggest blame for why the Canucks have struggled for so long? Well, Jim Benning didn't help with some of his decisions. I think so. I like Susie's post-skate interview. His family settled in their new place in the city, and they're expecting twins. Excited to see him in Canucks colors. That's awesome. I have actually not watched it yet, Ricky, so I'll check it out after my show. Do you think we'll see a Stanley Cup win before we die? Well, Dazzler, that depends on when we pass away from this life. I'm 49. I'm hoping I have another 49 years in me, and I'm hoping that I will see a Canuck Stanley Cup victory in those 49 years. What do you mean one fan? We're all fans of your piano covers. Well, thank you, Smiley. I appreciate that. So that makes two. No, I'm a fan of them too. So that makes three of us. In honor of the now late Steve Harwell, they should change the ghost song to the song I suggested during a stream earlier. The song was All Star. Yeah, I saw that. It's sad. He was on his way down for a little bit. He was in hospice care. Not sure if that's a big enough connection to the Canucks though. Tell me I'm wrong. Vertanen wasn't that bad for the money. The Canucks coaching management just mothballed him, trying to make him the player he wasn't. Yeah, I will say he never had horrible prohibitive contracts. He did have a lot of potential that he didn't live up to. So I think there's some truth in Dogwood in what you're saying, but a lot of it has to go to the player. Did you see that Canucks being back in town? Jastrin, I talked about that for the first 10 minutes of my stream. When Horvat returns to face the Canucks at Rogers, how emotional will it be? I think it'll be semi-emotional, but I don't think it'll be overly emotional. Do you think we'll cheer him or boo him? I think it'll get cheered. I really do. We have not heard who the new color commentator is. Send you the email again, hoping to receive your response after stream. Okay, I'm checking. Okay, I do see it. I do see it now. Thank you. What the heck? August 14? How did I miss that? Yeah, you know, honestly, I'm looking at it, Mackie, and I know you forwarded me your first one, but I never got it. That is strange. I'm wondering where I was August 14th, unless I deleted it by accident. Anyways, I'm glad you resent it to me, and Mackie, I'll take care of it right after the stream. Thank you. Should Benny have gotten 8 years in Vancouver? I think it was too long now. Yes, I think they stuck with him for too long. I agree. I'm always get goosebumps when I see the opening videos. Yeah, they do a top-notch job with those videos for sure. Benning hurt the team for 10 years plus. Hate to say this, as much as we blame Benning, part of it has to go on Linden too. Yeah, but Linden was the one who was pushing for a rebuild, not a win now. Close the door, Jake. Linden did nothing good or nothing bad. Vertanen should have tried to play defense. He probably would have done better at that because him on the forward line sucked. Well, thank you, Taylor, for your honesty. Yes, Demko, baby at Dawson. Feeling a Joshua Degoda. I've never seen that before. Joshua Degoda. I'm going to remember that, Steve. Excellent. If the Canucks suck again, do we all just disappear? Forge new identities. Clay, you can be a Mexican real estate agent. Jastrin can be a doctor. And I can be a military soldier undercover. Well, those are quite random, but sure. Let's go with that. Linda had no fault in ownership. Most was Benning. Benning should have got 8 years. Oh, that's a little harsh. I'm still shocked that Benning was still GM after the 2021 season. Yeah, that was a very rough offseason for sure. Okay, friends, we're doing some good job with the Canucks questions. Gonna transition to 5 minutes of Ask Me Anything, and then this is a night where I do have to not be too late or too rush because I do have to get to my church. Granted, I did start a little bit earlier, but I want to wrap up in the next 10 minutes. So let's go to Ask Me Anythings as well as Canucks questions. I can still answer those as well. I have not seen the new big screen yet, Brian. I've not been at the arena. Have I seen the leaked version of the iPhone 15? No, I have not seen that, Harry. Tell me about it. You know, Benning wasn't a great GM since he has not been hired by any team, whereas Peter Chiarelli got a job quickly. Yes? Oh, that's fair. Jasker and another Dakota Joshua fan. That's cool. Leave Linden out of it. Linden is a legend and did nothing to hurt this team he wanted to rebuild years ago. But you are my fire, the one desire. Patrick Alvin had a big W this offseason. Yeah, I like what he did. Good term, good money. Did I have sushi, and how are the kids feeling after first day of school? Yes, Edmund. Sean and I went out for lunch today. We had Japanese food. It was Kayla's first day of school. She had a couple hours, and Jacob doesn't start school until Thursday. And this is the first year since he's been 3 or 4 years old that Sean is not going to school in September because he's in the workforce full time. Dylan, our man on the inside. Hint, hint. More news about in-arena stuff coming the next couple of weeks. I think fans will be happy with it, even if the team doesn't perform how fans want them to. Wow. So Dylan, we know, is a cameraman and a jack of all trades inside the arena. And Dylan, if you're saying that, then I am very excited. Why don't you DM me some scoop? You should play a game. No, Steve, I'm going to keep that as the Sunday. That's my Sunday night thing. I don't know any Smash Mouth songs except for All Star, to be honest with you. Wow, Taylor, you're already committed to the iPhone 15. Nice. Yes, if you have the same phone for 5 years, it is time for change. If you could star as an Avenger other than Hulk, who would you star as? I don't even know who the Avengers are. Let me look up the Avengers real quick. Like, I know who they are, but I gotta decide which one I want. Okay, I'm gonna be. I will be. Let's go with. Let's go with. You can tell I know nothing about the Avengers. No. Okay, I'll go with Thor. That's who I'd be. I'd be Thor. I'm not sure why, but I'd just be Thor. Clay is my only fire. Why, thank you. Mark Bergevin was hired by the Kings. As far as I know, Benning hasn't been hired. That's correct. Well, you guys really want some Backstreet Boys tonight. I've actually done a Backstreet Boys parody, but it was Raptors parody. Actually, I did to that song. I Want It That Way. Titanium Light, iPhone 15 charging cable is now a USB-C. Fast and battery last long. Nice. I think the Canucks need to move one of Garland or Besser for cap-related reasons. You know, if Pearson starts on the LTIR, then they're cap compliant, but I agree, Amrit. They're going to have to still do something for sure. Harry's getting the iPhone 15. Have I tried authentic, real Italian tiramisu gelato ice cream? If not, get to it. It's unbelievable. I did work in a I did work in an Italian restaurant, so I've had tiramisu. Yeah, I think it was genuine because they made it there, I think. And I'm not sushi gelato just doesn't sound great. GM Place is almost 30 years old, indeed. Samsung Galaxy. Do you think Finn is male or female? I do know that Finn is male. I do know that. Don't ask me how I know it, but I do know it. Not a big fan of Keaton or Batman, Edmund. Oh, I'm a believer. Thank you for that. I think Labor Day should be on Friday, not Monday. When I was in university, the Monday holiday threw off the academic calendar with week 2 starting on a Tuesday. Great point. Great point. You could be Iron Man. He's a super duper rich, smart guy, but I'm none of those things. New arena? No, I think LA Women's Hoops, they're sinking money into upgrading this arena. They're not going to get a new arena. Let's sing I Want It That Way before the stream ends. No, you can do that. You can do that. Actually, maybe what I'll do is I'll show you that Raptor song. Raptors cannot play. You know, that's what I'll do to end off the stream. I'll show you this after. Okay, so I'll have that ready. NFL opening week. You know, it's funny, Ricky. I missed my annual fantasy draft because I had to work tonight. So I'm splitting a team with a partner. And we got, what's the guy's name? We got Jefferson at 2. I think the first guy, number 1 took McCaffrey. So we got Jefferson at 2, which we are very, very happy about. I think that's his name. And then, okay. So for NFL people, this is my team, my partner's team. We got Jefferson, Waddle, or is it Waddle, the guy from Dolphins, Hurts, A. Jones, Waller, Sanders, R. White, C. Kirk, Godwin, Sky Moore, D. Jones, Perrine, Buffalo, Everett, McPherson. I don't know who any of these guys are, but that's my team. So I'll have to thank my partner after. Yes, Viper talked about this. McKayev may not be fully ready for the start of the season, but that's okay. As long as he gets healthy by this sometime in the season. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a tell me why. I do not watch Game of Thrones. Thai food, not a big fan. Not a big fan of Thai food. Pray for Florida. Another hurricane looks to be heading there. Yikes. Still more Backstreet Boys lyrics. 14th or 15th semester. Wow. Samsung Galaxy. Now you guys talking about phones. That's all good. How do I know Finn is male? Actually, because I know people who know who he is. This arena isn't bad. It still looks, it's okay. But when you go to places like Vegas or Seattle, it does feel quite old for sure. I do not know what the theme will be for the whole opening video. They've done superheroes. They've done detectives. I don't know. Maybe they do sushi chefs. No, I don't think they'll do that. Clay, will you still have a dance after a 3-game win streak when the season starts? Well, my foot's got to heal up first. So maybe it's got to be an all-arm dance for sure. I don't mind Italian sub sandwiches. Well, a lot of interesting comments today. You know, you dim some, you lose some, but I do like the rice noodles covered in soy sauce that have shrimp inside. Oh, sorry, Shannon. You asked your family to get you help. I'm waiting. I asked the seller if they size larger or small, like if they size too big or too small. So if they say they size large, then I'll get a medium. If they say they size small, then I'll get a large. So I haven't decided yet, Shannon, but thank you for asking. Do I think the Canucks will announce the captain opening? I think prior. And I think it's going to be Hughes. Thank you, Ricky. Probably do 2. 1 in the fall and 1 in the spring. That seems like a good number. I don't know if they're changing the goal song, but if they do, I've always liked Bust a Move by Young MC, but I just don't think that's going to happen. Prison Break theme. Not whoop, there it is. That's fair. Okay, guys, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you this one video for 3 minutes. It is because we're all on this Backstreet Boys theme. I did it with a friend of mine from church named Katrina. And this was when the when the Raptors were in the NBA finals. So it was right before they were going to play the Golden State Warriors. So this was, let me just sec. This was back in, 4 years ago. This was back in May 2019. So this was 4 years ago. And then this was heading into their season matchup against the Golden State Warriors. So we'll watch this for 3 minutes, and then I will come back and we'll wrap up the show with your reactions to this video. If you have to leave now, go ahead. But otherwise, enjoy this. This is me and my friend Katrina with our Backstreet Boys parody for the Raptors 4 years ago. Here we go. I don't think there's any sound. Hold on. So that was pretty bad. Was there any sound? Okay, let me try this again. I'll try this one more time. And if it doesn't work, we'll have to do this another time. But I thought I set it up right. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me try this one more time. Entire screen. Okay. My bad. Attempt number 2.
yeah. We'll swallow our pride and cheer for T.O. as long as it's not the Leafs. We are the Raptors' title to capture with the North, the North, the North, the North. Come on, Kawhi time. Oh, dear Kawhi, I want it that way. Time to cause some warrior heartache. Trying to stop him is a mistake. You can help us be gold.
I forgot I sang in this.
I want it that way. Go Kawhi. Oh, dear Kawhi, you can help us beat Golden State. I want it that way, 'cause I want it that way.
We the North.
Winter is coming.
So then, I might as well just show you now before we end the stream. So then, they won. They beat the Golden State Warriors. So this was only 2 minutes. This will be fast. And then we did a Drake song for a championship. So just watch this, and then we'll talk about it. This one's actually better.
We the North and my friends, play emo in the house. Kawaii, now how we love thee. Are you riding? So you never ever leave. You're the MVP, 'cause we want you and we need you. And we're down for you always. Now Van Fleet, are you missing teeth? Now are you riding? So just in your face, so you impress me. You're a tough guy, a real tough guy. And we're down for you always. Look, the Raptors, these titles, what they capture. I swear you gotta feel me. Kawhi's the MVP. Boys couldn't stop him. They running out of options. 'Cause he was going off and they don't know when to stop him. So in the middle, I see you ain't been learning how to solve the riddle. Make it on them, just earn it. And Larry pops off with the J. He deserve it. Plays with heart and with pride that confirmed it. You know that we all about the North. We beat Golden State, now we all go forth. Like a block from Big Surge. I know this team is special, it's on the verge. Curry, no 3P. Are you crying that you never ever lose? Put your mouth guard back in your mouth, always sticking out. You can now and always. Now KD, now has an injury. Are you healing? No, you try to pick it up by your pieced out. T.O. clapping, 'cause we Canadians, yeah, we should carry always. Yakum, oh, Spicy P. Are you riding? Rebounding on offense and on D, playing real big, always on the glass, and we're down for you always. Now Lowry, yeah, you drink threes, are you still riding? Even though you're on the court at 33, playing with no fear, been here 7 years, and we're down for you always. Now two bad teams, it's the first time Raptors won, making history #1, NBA champs, that's a dub. Yo, Kawhi, what's your net worth? Better stay on the Raps, what's your net worth?
So they weren't Canucks songs, but yeah, I wanted to show off my very talented friend Katrina. It's funny, Ellie Women's Hoops, that you said you should do a parody song, Marshawn using Gloria. It's funny. I've only done 3 videos with this Katrina girl, and you just saw 2 of them. And there's a third one that we did where it was, what's the song? I go to work, dun, 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 dun. I don't know, Fifth Harmony or whatever. So we did Carolina Bunch of Jerks because their slogan was, we're a bunch of jerks. And one of our favorite lines in that song was, Brad Marchand is such a jerk. Dun, 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 dun. So we have actually sang about Brad Marchand before, and by fluke, it's actually with this young lady. Well, thanks you guys for the just something different as we're trying to kill time until the season starts. But thank you for letting me share those 2 videos, just something different for you tonight. So as I wrap up here, I want to thank everyone for being here. And yeah, I got one more show this week on Thursday. And then on Thursday night, I'll tell you where I'm going Friday. I'll tell you now, I'm going to Kelowna. I have to speak at a family camp. So it's going to be interesting with my scooter, with my crutches, with everything. But I will make it happen. Thank you, Carol. And thank you, Shannon, for the nice compliments. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Coach Rob. And thank you, Richard, as well. Thanks to everyone for allowing me to share those videos. So one more show this week, Thursday night at 10:30. Would love to see you here. Thank you to Brandon for the donation. Thank you, Richard, for joining as a member. Welcome to membership, Brandon, gifted by Shannon. And welcome to Dylan, who is gifted by Carol. So thank you to all of you for your generosity tonight. To the moderators, didn't look too busy, which is a good thing. To legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members. Thanks to all of you for your support. And thanks to everyone for being here. Whether you subscribe, like the video, hung out in the chat section, watch those Raptors videos on a Canucks podcast, whatever your motivation for being here, I always appreciate you and I never take you for granted. So on the way out, subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership or gift a membership. Once again, thank you to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Perform and Transform, Personal Training and Weight Loss. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. So grateful for all of you, and I can't wait to see you guys on Thursday night. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. When does a joke become a dad joke? Well, when it becomes apparent. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.